It's 1,000 pages. I don't know many people are going to read it in 3 days anyway. You ask the motivation, I'm not sure, but one might be because if you read the bill, you find some things out. Or you might find out that your insurance policy is going up. It tells me we're going to find more nuggets along the way.
Cap and trade bill. We had 16 and a half hours. This is the cap and trade bill.
This is outrageous. See why people are angry?
Members of both parties would be involved in the negotiations, but we would do it on C-SPAN.
We want a responsible government to the people, by the people, for the people.
That little guy might be the one for the 21 people.
Well, I went to the April 15th Tax Day Tea Party in Savannah, and I wanted to do something else as I heard about this. Jerry Lupe put me in touch with the Manchas, and as soon as I spoke to Elizabeth, I said, I'm in.
First shift, early morning.
We were going to take an RV, my RV, and go up there and just kind of crash, you know. But this is cheaper. It's a time for Americans to stand up.
If the government becomes too big, then the people become smaller.
I thought it was time to stand up and do something. We're watching our freedoms go out the door.
It's time to get up off my lazy duck, go to Washington, say, stop it.
This is the Woodstock of our generation, buddy.
I haven't done anything like this since I burned my bra in the 60s. Not since then. Somebody asked me why I was going. I pulled out a picture of my two youngest grandkids and my two great-grands. This is the key. Vote all USOBs out.
All right.
All right. He said what everybody else was screaming at their television, and he could feel it.
This sign represents pitchforks and torches. Throw the monsters out of the swamp. We built the castle. They've occupied it and perverted it for decades now for their own good. Too often people get caught up in trying to let someone else, like our government, solve problems for them. There's plenty of ways to fix things, and some are rooted in American tradition, some aren't.
As a nation, if we become energy independent, then we can supply everybody with health care.
The public does one. They march. They march when there's tyranny to stop tyranny.
I got to ask, how many did you expect to show up when you started this?
Actually, probably 50. I thought if I could get a bus, that would be great. But then the email started coming out, and the phone started ringing, and the email got busier and busier. So, before you know it, we've got 3 buses.
It's comedy, it's politics, it's sports at its best. Check one.
Everybody, had to take time off from work. They had to spend their own money. But they felt that this was worth fighting for. So do I. Congress has no more integrity, and it's the people, the republic, who has to make them juxtapose their position and come and return to the table for the people. All right, here we go. I've always had an ear to the political realm, just a little bit, just very faint.
She was the one that caught fire, had a vision of doing something locally in Savannah.
This past election really just sparked my interest. I began to watch the systematic dismantling of the country, his usurping constitutional rights and laws, and I felt that I was losing my individual liberties and freedoms.
Made some inquiries about what was happening. We wanted to attend something in the area. We determined that nothing was going on in Savannah. Contacted some of the primary organizations, political organizations, to see what was taking place, and nothing was happening.
I thought 4th of July would be the perfect time to have a real, a day to declare your independence.
Probably about a week before Independence Day, July 4th, and we thought, let's start contacting a few people that might be like-minded in what we were trying to do.
200 people showed up for that, and again, that was only advertised on Facebook. We didn't even expect that many. We figured 50. So people are really patriotic. They're concerned about what's going on here.
People spoke their minds, and it was a real good time of people venting. What we learned, I think, more than anything else, was that there's a frustration among the populace of American citizens, and they've been frustrated in not having an avenue by which to make their voices be heard.
You know, the tax party thing was one thing, but let America stand up and reclaim her independence from this man that I see wants to strip her of that. And I looked around Savannah, and I saw no one standing up for her rights. So I said, well, if no one's going to, then we will. Thank everybody for coming out today, for emailing me and correspondence that way. Just really enjoyed hearing from everybody and knowing that I'm not alone.
We met at Forsyth Park on July 4th and had probably about 150 to 200 people show up, and it was a time of real surprise for Elizabeth and I that people would that quickly respond with a lot of passion. We didn't have, name speakers within any party or any vein of political thinking there that attracted people. It's pretty much just come out and let your voice be heard.
I don't want this country hijacked, and I don't want this country to go in a different direction. I love this country, and I would hate to see it go that socialistic route.
I checked it out and decided it was time to do something, to stand up. Complacency was no longer an option. Socialism wasn't on the ballot in November. Hope and change were, but unfortunately change was not defined. And I think people who voted for hope and change didn't understand what they were getting.
The government is in my paycheck, it's in my life, and I just want them out.
People get ready, there's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board.
I think we're just all fed up with our congressmen on both sides, Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah, clean house. Get ready for 2010.
I think they might be surprised as time goes by. I'm glad everybody's waking up.
Get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast.
That Tea Party led into an interest to put a team together for this 9/12 march.
So I asked Michael if he'd be willing to join me in this endeavor, and he said yes. I said, great.